I just wanted to turn on the camera and talk for a minute. I don't have anything in particular on my mind. I just felt the need to talk. It's been. The pandemic has been weird for me because when it started, I can admit that I'm very much one of those people where if it doesn't affect me directly, I don't put much stock in it. Like I'm aware that things are issues, but I tend to deal with things that are issues to me. Like I understand that that's selfish and that's probably not the best way to look at things, but I live by a very standard I take care of me and mine. So I'm taking care of me and mine. So I can have empathy for others and I can identify with that pain and know that you're dealing with a thing, but ultimately I have to take care of me and mine. And understand that the term mine can, it's really wibbly wobbly. Like, that can change on a whim. Like, Kari, that's my dude. Asia, my dude. I have a crew of people. These are my people. You've got like immediate family, like my sister, my mother in law, Micah, Mike. Like, these are my people. I take care of me and mine. Now, everybody else I kind of take on a case by case basis. Like, also, me and my Sam. Kari and Sam have been together for years now. So, like, me and mine. No problem. So if I were to hear that one of them were sick, I would probably be more upset about it than I would to hear about other people that I don't know. If that makes me a terrible person, sign me the fuck up because that's where I am. I can admit though that in the beginning, like I was like, this will blow over in a couple of weeks. It'll be a big deal. It won't be a big deal. But now here we are, like almost 3 months into it, and it's better now. Like you can pick up tissue with no problem. Like you can go grocery shopping and be fine. Like you just want to limit exposure with people, which honestly is kind of what I was already doing. Like I don't fuck with people. I I've come to accept that I'm introverted because I enjoy peace, not because I don't like people. I just like peace. And if I can have peace with a group of my people, and I have, like, there were times when I would sit around with my wife and my kid and my cat and now my dog, and we would just kick it. We would take a couple of puffs, we would chill, and I can do that at home with my people. Like I can find that peace and not be introverted. I can be a very extroverted person with the right people. I just don't open up to just any. Ooh, excuse me. I don't open up to just anybody. That's like, and then when I do, like, you get it all, man. Like the second I decide you on my team, I'm on your team, dude. Like I got you, thick and thin, here on out, ride or die. Like I don't fuck around when it comes to my people. I've got a weird feeling behind my eyes. Like, I feel like I've had some weed, but I have not. That's something that I still struggle with. Maybe struggle's not the right word because I don't struggle, but I don't want to be one of those people who wake and bake. You see them, they get up and they roll over and they roll the blunt and they get high. It's like, what were you stressed out about at like 6 o'clock in the morning that you had to get high? But I guess in hearing myself say that, people who just sit around and get high all day and don't do nothing else probably wouldn't be up at 6 o'clock in the morning. They would probably wake up to somebody nagging them in the middle of the afternoon, and I could see why you would want to drift away and put it on. You would just not want to be fucking with people, but I just don't want to be that guy. So I try not to get up and as soon as I wake up in the morning, smoke weed. Like we got so many damn vape pens now, and we I have been under the influence of marijuana at least once a day, every day this year, at least. And months before that, like, I have had a steady supply of marijuana for a very long time. And I pride myself on not being a wake and bake guy, but I also understand that in the morning I could still have things that I'm stressing about. Like since we're here and since we're talking, I think that I struggle a lot. I find myself preparing for conversations in my head that I'll never have, or preparing contingencies for events that won't take place. I'll give you an example because we're talking. I can be a little arrogant, but I'm also insecure. Like, imagine that. How do I have this overinflated ego, but also insecure? Like, it's the weirdest thing. But here I am, and I do. Um, there have been times when my son will give me a compliment. He'll say something like, "Oh man, that was good." Like, not like if I toss him something like, "Oh, you're a good catch," that don't count. But like if I do a thing and he'll go, "Oh man, good. That was good shit." I can almost, there's almost part of me that wonders if he's being patronizing or not. I think that comes down to not necessarily insecurity, but imposter syndrome. Like, I am told that I am this great dude by like everybody. It's funny to me. And like, I try to be a good dude. Like, she gives me so much credit for, oh, you said what you mean and you mean what you say. You did these things. Look at you, you did it. And I'm just kind of like, I mean, I told you I was gonna be with you. I wanted to be with you, so here I am. Like, I don't feel like I did anything special other than did what I said and said what I did, you know? But she'll say, "Oh, you didn't do it," and for me, that's not a big deal. It's like, to me, it just seems like the standard method. Like, if I say a thing, I should do that thing. If I tell you I'm gonna do a thing, I should do that thing, and I do that thing. I told her in 2008. Oh my God. And I love this. I love that I can tell this story and not be lying to you. I love that I can tell this story because the writer in me, the helpless romantic in me, always wanted to have a story like that. Before I tell you, I'll tell you what it was prior to this. Um, I was in high school and I always had it in my head that after a breakup, I would be hurt and like, oh man, I'm so hurt. I don't know what I'm gonna do without insert this chick I'm dating in high school here. And I would be on the bus on my way to school, and the bus would make a certain stop, and this woman would fall in my lap, and then like slow motion and the music would play, and it's like, here she goes, here she goes again. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to listen to the song after this now. And then I would fall in love with that person and would be like, "Oh, we met." And I instantly knew, like, everybody wants to say things like that. And a lot of people do. They'll say, "Oh, I saw him and the moment that I did, I knew right then and there that she was the one." And it's just like, that's cute, but it's revisionist history. Meanwhile, I can tell you with some certainty that in 2008, in the very first phone call that I had with Asia, I told her that I loved her and I told her I was going to marry her. And she thought I was insane. Like, who does that? Like, who says day one, yeah, I'm going to marry you, we going to get married? Like, it's just going to be us. You'll see. You'll see. And because I said that to her, and because despite her best efforts to push me away, I didn't, I have earned the moniker. He says what he means what he says. I don't think that's a moniker. I think a moniker is more a title, that's more a phrase, it's not a mantra. Now I need to look up phrases and mantras. Hmm. So, I say what I mean what I say. That's important, and that gives me credibility. And to me, that's no big deal. That's like giving me credit for getting up and walking to the store to get my own soda. It's like, good for you, you did it. But like, yeah, that was for me. So I get all this credit for being this good guy and sticking around. I get all this credit for, oh, you didn't cheat. Oh, you so honest. Oh, you so sweet. Like Asia told me, she was like, every day I come home and you say welcome home to me every single day, and it's such a big deal, and I love you for that. And I'm just like, why is that a big deal? I mean, it's just a thing that I do, but I suppose that there are people who don't, you know? And that's weird to me. So I have this reputation of say what I do what I say, and my family loves me for it, but I feel like this imposter. Like, I don't feel like. I don't feel like I get the props that I deserve sometimes, but when I do get props from people, I feel like, oh, what are you talking about? It's not a big deal. Like, it's nice to be acknowledged, but I don't want to fuss. Like, there was this once, a long time ago, back in the days when Asia and I had complications and we weren't supposed to be talking to each other, I guess. I paid her phone bill, and I couldn't necessarily tell her mother that I paid her phone bill. And Asia didn't have any money, and she couldn't tell her mother that she paid her phone bill. She couldn't be like, "Yeah, my boyfriend, who 19 years older than me, paid my phone bill." Like that's not the kind of thing you can say. So we had to suck it up and let her father take credit for it, and it sucked. He was like, "Yeah, I saw my baby girl needed her phone paid. I took care of it, and I'm a good dad." And they were like, "Oh, you're such a great dad," and I'm just like, motherfucker, really? So I've had my props given to other people, and I'm not okay with that. Like, it's one thing to not give me props because I feel like it's fine. I'm just doing me. Like, I get all these props for being a great husband. Like, she's like, "Oh, you cleaned up the kitchen. Thank you so much." It's like, first of all, I kind of feel like I did a half-ass job, but I'm glad you liked it. Like, I'm I suffer from imposter syndrome, and I beat myself up over things that I don't feel like I should be getting props for. Wow, that was quick as fuck. Wow. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a good day. Wow. Like, seriously. Wow. I know this video not fun. Sorry, guys. Hi. I I ordered food, and like it got here quick as shit. Like, oh my god, like amazing. It's just like, oh, it won't be here until like 11:30 and 11:45, but it got here quick as shit. KFC. Tell your friends. So I'm gonna eat. I'm done now. But I do feel like I suffer from imposter syndrome because I know I do. I know I do. But it's all good. Um, thanks for listening. Thanks for coming this far. Let's call this a counseling session. Let's say I was sitting on the couch and just trying to get some stuff out. I wanted to clear the air, I guess, deal with some shit, and now we have. So now I'm gonna go eat.